All right, welcome back for another deep dive. You guys know how much we love to pick apart a good first line, and, well, today's is a real humdinger.
I'd say.
We're looking at John Irving's The World According to Garp,
Oh, a classic.
a classic. And I know a lot of you have probably read it, maybe even multiple times, but I bet you we can still find some new things to appreciate about just this one single opening line.
I think you might be right. It's pretty powerful.
Let's go ahead and hear it, shall we? Garp's mother, Jenny Fields, was arrested in Boston in 1942 for wounding a man in a movie theater. Okay, just wow. I mean, talk about starting with a bang.
Right off the bat, you're just thrown right into the action.
You don't even get a chance to catch your breath. It's not your typical once upon a time kind of beginning.
Definitely not. And you know what else is interesting? It's not even Garp's story. Not at first, anyway.
Oh, that's true. You'd think with a title like The World According to Garp, we'd be hearing about it right away, but nope, it's all about Jenny.
Exactly. Irving puts the spotlight squarely on her and her actions, right from the get-go.
So what do you think he's trying to do with that? I mean, what does it tell us about Jenny, about the book itself?
Well, for one thing, it establishes Jenny as a force to be reckoned with. I mean, arrested, wounding, those aren't exactly passive words.
Oh, absolutely. And, thinking about the time period, 1942, during the war, there were a lot of expectations for women. Be the dutiful wife, support the war effort, all that.
Right, very traditional roles.
Exactly. So for Jenny to be doing something like this, getting arrested, it kind of suggests she's not exactly one to follow the rules.
No, not at all. She's definitely pushing boundaries, maybe even challenging those norms.
And the fact that she wounded the man, not shot him or killed him, that feels very deliberate.
I think so, too. Like, she was making a statement, but not necessarily trying to take things too far.
Right. It's like she had a specific goal in mind, almost like a surgeon.
And you can't ignore the setting. A movie theater. I mean, of all the places to get arrested for wounding someone.
Right. It's almost comical in a way, like you can just picture the popcorn flying, the screams.
It definitely adds a layer of absurdity to the situation. And, that's kind of a hallmark of Irving's writing, that mix of humor and seriousness.
Oh, totally. He's not afraid to make you laugh, even when he's dealing with some pretty heavy stuff.
Exactly. And I think that's also part of what makes this opening line so great.
It really is kind of a microcosm of the whole book, isn't it? You've got the strong female character, the rebellion against societal norms, that dark humor, and of course the mystery.
You're right. It's all there, packed into one sentence.
And it makes you want to keep reading to find out what happened in that movie theater. Who is this Jenny Fields? And of course, where does Garp fit into all of this?
It's a hook that just grabs you and doesn't let go.
And what I find really interesting is that even though it's about Jenny, it still tells us something about Garp, even without him being mentioned.
How so?
Well, think about it. He's going to grow up with this woman as his mother, this unconventional, independent woman who clearly doesn't shy away from a challenge.
That's true. Her influence on him is going to be huge.
Absolutely. So, in a way, this opening line is as much about Garp as it is about Jenny, even if he's not physically present.
Wow, I never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. It really sets the stage for their whole relationship.
And for the whole book, really. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say that John Irving knew what he was doing with his first line, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It's a master class in how to hook your reader and set the tone for an entire novel, all in just a few words.
So what do you think? Does knowing all this make you want to revisit The World According to Garp? Or maybe, if you've never read it, does this opening line intrigue you enough to give it a try?